All right, let everybody know that we're recording. Okay, great. All right, Javar, we're back. I mean, holy hell, it's been years since it's been
Hey,
years since we've gotten one of these out, man. But you know what? The people have spoken. Our YouTube channel is growing. The NBA episodes are some of the highest viewed episodes on our YouTube channel. So let's do it. Let's give them another one. We're here. Let's go.
hey, yeah, I'm happy to be back, man. Yeah, it's been well, personally, had been a lot going on, been busy, work stuff and professional stuff and whatnot, and the holidays. But hey, football's winding down, so basketball kicking up. So let's
Yep.
uh, let's let's see what's going on. I think we're just pretty much hit the midpoint of the season for most teams too. So
Yeah, these are pretty much what's known as as the dog days of the NBA. You know, right before the NBA All Star break, and right before the NBA trade deadline specifically. So let's hop right into it, man. I mean, one of the biggest stories in the league at this point in time is the Jimmy Butler debacle that we've got going on yet again. It feels like everywhere this dude goes, he's just like, I'm happy until I'm not, and when I'm not, I'm going to be the biggest bitch I can be until you give
yes,
me what I want. Um,
that
what's
is a
your take
pattern.
on it? Yeah, I mean, what's your take on the Jimmy Butler situation? And for those who may not know, kind of explain what's going on down in Miami.
Um, I'm not really sure what he's so mad about. I guess
He wants money. He
yeah,
wants an extension.
yeah, it's kind of like a push and pull between the organization and him. Like they think he doesn't play enough, and he kind of is a bit too high maintenance. Maybe wanting to take his own flight some places and have his own hotels and stuff like that. I guess, and um, it's not really worth it. I mean, to them, that's not their way. That's not the Heat culture. That's not their way. Um, and I guess he kind of get the sense in the room that they're not putting up with his bullshit. So he's looking for exit stage left.
Hmm.
And like you said, every time he has to feel like he has to push the eject button, he goes down in flames. He does the most every single time.
Yep.
So here we are. They're kind of doing the most they can, I guess, to keep it under wraps. They're just suspending him every few days and every few weeks or whatever, and we'll see what happens. But the interesting thing to me about this whole saga is it doesn't seem like anybody really wants him that bad. I mean, the Suns are like the only team that's always thirsty for somebody, but like they're pretty much tapping themselves out from all the trades they made over the years. Now they just made a move like this a couple days ago, got three first round picks with a deal with Utah, but those aren't like projected lottery picks or anything. They're all like conditional, the worst batch of the picks or whatever. So, some late first rounders, that's cool. Maybe that's enough to get the wheels moving there. But the problem is to get Jimmy Butler in the trade for the Suns, they're gonna have to trade Bradley Beal, and nobody like definitely doesn't want Bradley Beal. So it's kind of a quagmire, and I don't know. Like we just got the report yesterday, Mark Spears, and I guess it's been out there that Jimmy really doesn't want to go to Memphis for some reason. Like maybe he don't get along with Ja or something. I don't know, but
Hmm.
that's kind of I don't know. Memphis looked like they still might just take a swing on a rental and just see what happened. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll talk about them later, but they're kind of positioned in a pretty interesting spot where they might just try to go for it. But other than
Hmm.
that, I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't know what's gonna happen with Jimmy, man. He might just end up like just they might send him home and just he got to sit out the season. I think he could opt out or he could opt in. He's got like a $50 million opt in, so
Yeah.
that's part of it too. Where the Heat kind of want him to go. If he like they'll take the cap space if he opts out. They'd just rather roll with that instead of trading for Bradley Beal or somebody they don't want. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. This whole situation in Miami is interesting. I mean, look, obviously, antics aside, Jimmy Butler at his best, especially in the playoffs, he's somebody you want on your basketball team. But do you want to deal with like 82 games of Jimmy Butler? And it just seems like this dude is like never happy for long. So he's 35 years old. He has a player option next year for $50 million in Miami. I don't. I just don't see a team giving him a 4 year deal, which is what he wants. It seems like
Yeah,
to
anybody gets traded to, he's gonna try to force them to do an extension or whatever too,
yeah.
or
Like, do you
pay
do
him
you, you want to pay Jimmy Butler 50, $60 million when he's 40? No, like you don't want to do that.
playing half a season.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, this whole situation in Miami is weird. The team is showing signs of it being weird in the standings. I mean, they're currently in the ninth seed in the play-in, but I don't know. I mean, Bam Adebayo's having the kind of season that he always has. I mean, he has good games once every 2 weeks, and then he's asked the other games. Tyler Hero's been really good this year. I think he's averaging like close to 25 a game.
Yeah.
He might make an All-Star team depending on how it shakes out. We'll see. Um, Khalil Ware is another interesting prospect that they have down there. Lately, Miami's been running him and Bam Adebayo together, but
They just be finding folks, man.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, but shout out to them. But yeah, Miami's in trouble, and Bradley Beal isn't going to save them if that's what they think. So yeah,
They should just. I don't know. I guess Pat Riley really don't like the tank, but they should just blow it up. I mean, this thing ain't going nowhere. They don't have to try that hard. Just kind of sit Hero down. Bam ain't doing nothing. They can get a lottery pick. They're right there. What are they like? Ninth seed.
ninth. Yeah,
Yeah. So come on.
yeah.
What y'all,
They're
what
not
y'all
going to do
playing?
it. They're not going to do it. Let's talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Man, last time we talked, they were on what, a 15-game win streak. I think both of us were kind of questioning, was it real or not? And shit, it looks to be pretty damn real to me at this point. They got the best, well, tied for the best record in the league, 36 and no. They currently have 36-7. They had the best record in the league. I mean, Donovan Mitchell has, decreased his scoring, but it looks
Yeah.
like he's focused on getting everybody else involved, even though it doesn't necessarily show up in the assist numbers. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, those guys. I mean, this team potentially could have 4 All-Stars, which I don't see it with the amount of talent in the East, unfortunately. But
Who's going to be the odd man out?
probably Garland or Allen or Jared Allen. Because I
Yeah, I
mean,
think Allen probably.
if you look at it, like there's only 3 guard spots and there's 2, whatever they call it, flex spots essentially. And you've got to have LaMelo, you got to have Cade, you've got to have Trae Young, and in the flex spots, like okay, like you can have Garland and Mobley or Mobley and whoever, but I mean, I just don't think that there's enough positions to go around, unfortunately. And I feel like I'm missing somebody. It's LaMelo, Cade, Trey, and probably somebody else I'm missing. But yeah, Jaylen Brown, maybe.
It's
I mean,
crazy. I haven't really looked too much at All Star. I know they just released the starters yesterday,
yeah.
but
I was talking about it yesterday with friends. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, okay. It was Garland. So yeah, LaMelo, Garland, Trey, Cade. I mean, yeah, it looks like Tyler Hero might not make it. But anyway, yeah, Cleveland, man, give me thoughts. Are they for real? Do you believe yet?
I think they're going to be there at the end. I mean, I could see them, especially if they get that first seed, which look like they're cruising to. I could see them being at least in the Eastern Conference Finals, and depending on who they see there, I could see them possibly making a finals run.
Hmm.
I'm not going to sit here and say I think they're favorites in the East or favorite, contenders, but I think they've etched themselves into contender status. I think so. Their offense is especially when they're going. I mean, these guys make everything. Like
Yeah.
they got so many shooters and so many like just the ball is humming. Kenny Atkinson coming from that Warrior system.
Yep.
Um,
Shout out to
that was
Kenny
just a
Atkinson.
factor that it was hard to I guess predict coming into the season, like how much that matters. But yeah, because they pretty much have the same roster otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're impressive. I think now it's making more sense, and then the growth of Mobley, I think makes a huge difference. Now he's shooting threes, taking it off the dribble. He's like way more assertive as a scorer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think they're going to be interesting there, but I wouldn't say they're the favorites.
Do I agree? I mean, I feel like I'm kind of letting the recency bias play a little bit into my opinion because the Celtics just have not been good lately. I mean, they just lost to us last night. I mean, granted they were on a back-to-back in overtime, but they still rested half their starters in that game. So I don't
Right.
know. I don't know. Lately, I think the Celtics are like 500 in their last 15 games or so, something like that. And it shows, man. Like all the threes they're taking, just they're not going down anymore. Um, Guys are looking tired and dejected. The lineups may not be working. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still feel like in a playoff series when you can lock in on one team for 7 games, I still feel like I have to give the edge to the defending champs. But the Cavs have really impressed me throughout the season, man. I think they're right there. Like last year, I was full on the Cavs train. I was like, man, they're the dark horse in the East. Because they disappointed me so bad last year, I just didn't believe in them this year. But Kenny Atkinson, man, he's proved me wrong. And like you said, Evan Mobley, man, he's been the guy. Evan Mobley's been so good this year. I really hope he makes the All-Star team. He's been that good. He's special. So this is the guy that we thought he was going to be 2 or 3 years ago.
Right. I was just gonna say that he's the guy that I thought he was gonna be. Like I used to be a huge fan, and like he just kind of stalled out. And so happy to see this growth for sure.
Let's talk about the Philadelphia 76ers. Another just man, these guys are just whoo.
They gotta be the biggest disappointment, right? Like
for sure.
Okay. Suns were kind of teetering there for a while, but they're recovering. But yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the Philadelphia 76ers and Joel Embiid, the poor guy, man. I think he's played like 8 games this year, maybe 6 if I'm being correct. Paul George, he just has not been good or healthy either. Poor Tyrese Maxey.
And he's having a down year, not that efficient. I've got him in my fantasy, and he's okay, but
I mean, but he has to take 25, 30 shots a game because nobody else is out there. So I don't blame him.
They even missed Jordan McCain. Like he would have probably just made a difference.
Jared McCain.
Sorry, Jared McCain.
Yeah. Give me your thoughts, man. Should the Philadelphia 76ers shut down Joel Embiid? He's got swelling in his knee again. He can't play back-to-backs. He plays like once a week. Like at this point, he's literally Kawhi Leonard. Like, give me your thoughts on Joel Embiid first, and then we'll talk about Paul George and the rest.
Coming to the season, I think their plan was like, okay, Joel, like he said, I'm probably not gonna win another award again. I can't play back-to-backs. I think they were kind of resolved that they had some kind of system in place where, okay, they could kind of get through the season, make the playoffs, and then in the playoffs they could turn up and actually, play harder. But it's apparent that the man can't play more than like a couple games out the week before his knee just swells up too much. So because they tried to fake us out with he was out because of a foot for a few weeks or whatever, but then once he was supposed to return from that, now he's out a month because of knee whatever knee swelling.
10 days.
10 days. Well, yeah, it turns into a month when you think the whole cumulative time. But yeah. So I kind of want to talk about Paul George too. I know you want to talk about him later, but
go ahead.
My goodness, like, were they better off just keeping Tobias Harris and just using the money for something else? Like what's crazy is they kind of have a decently deep roster. I don't really know what's not working. I mean, despite Embiid not there, man, they still got some guys that are straight. Like Yabusele's straight.
Andre Drummond
ain't doing nothing for him. Who? Yeah, Eric Gordon. Yeah. Caleb Martin or whatever Martin, Cody Martin, one of the Martins, et cetera. Yeah, so they're losing. They just lost 7 straight. I
mean, but
they're only 2.5 away from the play-in, huh?
Yeah, but like this team relies heavily on Joel Embiid's presence. Like they're literally built around him. So if he's not going to be there, I don't expect this team to be good at all. So. They're kind of.
I guess they thought, Paul George could carry more of a load, and that would make more of a difference. They could kind of just offset each other, throughout the season. But man, it's not working. They have, excuse me, their 2025 lottery pick is top 6 protected. The OKC Thunder have that pick unless it's top 6.
Yep.
So, how far are they in tankathon? Let me see. Is it time to think about?
I mean, they're 15 to 27, so
they are number 7 in the tank race. 2.5 behind Brooklyn. The teams below them are going to be tough to crack that rotation. Yeah, the Wizards, the Jazz, the Raptors, Pelicans are trying to play a little better. I don't think they want to tank. The Hornets don't really want to tank either, and then the Nets. So I don't know. I don't think they might just have to have some plan with Embiid. Like maybe he needs long-term rest or something and kind of just wash away this season and just come back healthy next year. I don't know, but maybe they could trade Paul George for Jimmy Butler. I don't know. Maybe the Heat will bite. But what a disaster season. I don't know. Somebody's probably gonna get fired.
It's unfortunate because if we go back to the Olympics in August, he looked fine to me. Like he was moving around. He was mobile. He was okay. But as soon as I saw him in the first game in Philly, 3 weeks after the season started, I was just like, who is this guy? Like he can barely move. He can't move laterally. He can't jump. Like what is going on? What happened between the Olympics and well, I guess the Olympics happened. Like his play in the Olympics just fucked his knee up. And like
or
he
something like
needed
practice afterward, like in training
yeah.
camp or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, like he needed to be out for 2 or 3 months, and they brought him back in a month. And man, I feel bad for the guy, man. He just can't stay healthy. He just cannot stay healthy. So
I do too. I mean, we both are fans of his game,
yeah,
longtime fans of his game. So,
hmm
but I think it's probably over, man. I don't really know. Um, I think he just had too many knee surgeries.
you might be right. Unfortunately, we'll see. We kind of touched on the Celtics a little bit earlier. I still think both of us still respect them as the champs. They're both. I mean, they're good. They have a deep roster. Um, they might be aligned to make a move on the trade deadline based on how they've been playing, but
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I still really like the Celtics team. I still think they have a great chance to repeat. What do you think?
yeah. I think they're just they're the champs, and they're a little. They know none of this really matters for them right now. Anyway, it's all
Might be
about
right.
how they look in the playoffs. So,
Mhm.
especially how they coasted pretty much in their run last year. They wasn't really challenged at all.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be the case this year. I think there's a lot more competitive teams in the East. So
hmm
maybe they're just resting up, gearing up, resting their mind. Don't seem like they're caring too much or stressing too much on these games night to night. So
Do you have a problem with the amount of threes they shoot? Because they lead the league in 3-point attempts by far. I think they're shooting like 55 threes a game.
they got a lot of good 3-point shooters though, and they won a championship like that way. So that works for them, I guess. But I would like to see more like drives, like more paint attacks, more points in the paint. I think that could help them, especially when they're struggling right now when they're having some swoons. So, um, but that's just how they do. They don't take really any mid-range shots unless it's deep shot clock, and
Or it's like
you
a
know,
Porzingis post up.
right, yeah, exactly, something like that. But really, they like to just all else fails. Even in that case, they like to jack a three. So that's just how they
Yeah.
play, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Let's talk about the New York Knicks. This has been an interesting team this year. Tom Thibodeau, man, this guy, he is just who he is, man. Like
Yeah, I
he
say
is
like
going to play his starters 40 minutes in the regular season. He is not going to give a fuck. Um, Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, they're literally top 5 in the league in minutes played. That's crazy.
yep.
And I think their fifth starter, Josh Hart, is like in the top 10. Um,
I
man,
think
like
Josh Hart
Hart.
is one of the top ones. I think Jalen
Okay,
Brunson. I think you're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah,
it might be Brunson that's in the top 10.
yeah.
Um, is this a problem? And are you concerned about the New York Knicks? I mean, look, I mean, we can't be too concerned. Like they're still really good. Carl
Yeah.
Anthony Towns is having a great year, 25 and like 13, 14. Brunson's numbers are down, but that's as expected. Mikal Bridges' numbers are down, that's as expected. But as a team, they're winning basketball games. I mean, they're one
Yeah.
of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. So, what's your concern level with the New York Knicks?
I mean, they're having a great season for them. So I mean, they'll take it. This is year one in I guess this cat era. So you think at some point though they got to figure out some bench production. I know Mitchell Robinson is coming back. He's going to be a starter. It's going to extend the rotation a little bit, but they don't really have too many guards that they trust. It's you know,
Campaign, baby.
yeah, yeah.
Houston
So
McBride.
McBride is straight, but he don't be playing like that.
Yeah, he gets like 15 minutes a game. I mean, nobody plays. That's the problem. Like nobody
Yeah,
else plays.
right, right. So they've been relatively healthy this year, so that's worked out for them too. So kind of just that's Tibbs is going Tibbs, man, till the wheels fall off. Hopefully they don't for them, but because
Yeah,
I actually would like to see this team healthy in the playoffs. I think they can give either the Celtics or the Cavs real trouble. So
I agree.
I think they're pretty much. I don't know if they're quite there on the upper echelon contenders, but I think they could have a breakthrough if depending on if they make a move or they figure something out with the rotation.
Mm. Before the season started, I was very high on the New York Knicks. I thought that this roster, as it was constructed, I thought that they had enough to win a championship. And now I'm not so sure just because I'm worried about Tibbs, man. He's crazy. Like I just I mean
They be
like
up double digits with like 3 minutes left, and they still be
yes.
having the starters in. I'm like,
Yes, bro.
bro,
Like and that's how Derrick Rose got hurt, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
that is actually, yeah,
No,
yeah.
Tibbs wasn't the coach, was he? Wasn't it
He was. That
he
was
was
that.
the
Is that
coach.
it?
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
that is what happened. Yep.
Tibbs,
And people
bitch.
was getting on him then
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
The year before they had
Um
won 60 something games, and that's how they rolled. But like, yeah, the next year they were on a great pace, and again, and Derrick Rose, yeah, so, yeah. Anyway, that's what happened. He has a history of that.
yeah. I mean, look, Cat has already missed time with calf strains and you know, OG Anunoby missed games, Jalen Brunson's missed games, but
Bronson, yeah.
yeah, I as long as this team is relatively healthy going into the postseason, I still believe that they can win it all. I just don't know how healthy they're going to be because Tibbs is going to ride these guys all 82 games. We'll see though. Let's talk about the Pistons, man. Like, is Detroit basketball back? Cade Cunningham this year,
You got to talk to me about this one because I know that you got some guys you really like on
ooh,
this team. So I
man.
haven't
This
watched too much
team,
Pistons yet.
it's so funny. Like, I have quite a few league pass teams, but the the Detroit Pistons, the Hawks, used to be the Pelicans, but they fucking suck.
Yeah.
But man, the Pistons are so fun to watch because they're just young and dumb and they just don't care. They're out there just running around, flying around, throwing lobs, playing great defense. Um, Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr. were surprisingly good additions to this
Yeah.
because
I said they got a
you
couple veterans.
yeah, like you can't double Cade
Tobias.
anymore, and Cade is just taking that leap, man. Like he was number one overall pick for a reason. He really hasn't been healthy. I don't think he's played 82 once, but I mean, this dude's averaging like 27 and 10 with like 6 rebounds this year, shooting
Hmm.
crazy percentages. Um, he's a lock to make the All Star team in my opinion, and he's the biggest reason why this Pistons team is so good. Asar Thompson came back. He had a blood clot issue earlier this year. He's still on administered restriction as we speak, but Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart, Ron Holland second. Like this team is just they're basically like the Western Conference Rockets. It's just that the Rockets are like a little further along, and they have Sengun. But man, Cade is he's must see TV in my opinion. This kid is spectacular. I'm really happy for the Pistons. I can't believe they're what are they fifth, sixth? They're sixth. They're in the sixth seed right now. These niggas are not. Woo,
Wow. I
23 and
know when
20.
they give the Lakers everything they can handle. It was just like,
Oh my
what
god.
is going on? We can't beat these dudes.
Yeah.
Now, and
This
that was
is
before Ivy got hurt.
yeah. Oh, I forgot about Jay Knight, but he was having a great season until he broke his leg. Yeah. Yeah, man. Like
I've avoided
this
that. Was
isn't
that like a gruesome injury, or I kind of heard it might have been?
uh I I mean, I feel like well, somebody fell on his leg, so I don't know if we like saw anything like break
Okay,
or
okay,
anything like
okay,
that, but I mean, he got carried off on a stretcher, so I mean,
okay.
that's never good.
Just no, I
Um,
didn't want to see no Paul George type thing. Or something.
yeah, yeah, that was disgusting. But yeah, shout out to the Pistons, man. I can't believe they're actually not only relevant, but they're really good. I don't
I
know in the
mean,
postseason how they're gonna fare. They're probably gonna lose in the first round,
yeah,
but
they just be happy to make the playoffs, man.
for sure, for sure.
Because I don't think
Uh,
they've made the playoffs in like 8 years or something like since Blake Griffin, like the first year he was there.
Yeah, you're right.
Um, so what does this say about Monty Williams? I mean, holy shit, man,
Yeah, I mean,
they were
shit.
like what? They
JB
lost like
Bickerstaff.
20 something straight last year under him. Like they
Yeah,
were god awful.
yeah.
And now you can't tell me Tobias Harris and Malik Beasley and
Yes, I
some of
can.
these guys, Tim Hardaway Jr. That's the
Yep,
difference.
yep. Tobias Harris, Malik Beasley. First of all, Malik Beasley, I'm pretty sure he's leading the league in 3-point percentage and 3-point makes, which is absolutely insane after what he did in his Lakers stint.
He did
Um,
that last year too, didn't he, with the Bucks?
with the
Or
Bucks, no, I don't think he was that good, but he was
okay,
good with them. I don't think he was that good. Like this nigga's averaging like 16 points a game off the bench. Like, how dare you, Malik Beasley? Um, but yeah, I mean, look, obviously JB Bickerstaff has something to do with it, but it's Cade Cunningham, bro. Like he's just taking that leap that we expect stars to take in their third, fourth, fifth year. Like he's here.
I can't lie, man. Like he kind of. I kind of had some doubts about him. And I think some other analysts did too. Well, I'm not an analyst, but analysts did, and NBA talk. I was kind of like, I don't know, Cade. he kind of everybody's talking about he's supposed to be Luka light, and he wasn't quite living
Mm,
up to it. But it's great to see that he is looking like that guy now.
yeah, he's him. I mean, goddamn, I'm an idiot for trading him away. Let's talk about the Hawks. Hey man, the Hawks. This is the must-see league pass team. Oh my god. I'm so sad that Jalen Johnson has this shoulder injury because this dude is one of my favorite players in the league. All he does is try to dunk on people, and I absolutely love it. But he's really multi-talented. I really
Yeah,
think that he's going to be an all-star. I mean, do I see like 1A potential in him? I don't think so. But I mean, shit, being a two in the league is not bad, nigga. Like that's
I kind of look at him like a mix between like Sean Marion and Amari Stoudemire or something, like with a little bit more playmaking. I don't know, like it's
whew, yeah. That's all NBA talent. That's multi-time
yeah. So
all-star.
maybe like
That's
a Blake Griffin like type of
okay.
player. Yeah, maybe something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, yeah,
Give Trey
yeah.
Young a break, Blake Griffin. Okay, sure.
So
Yeah, man. Look, I'm so proud of the Hawks for fighting. Trey Young is having a great season, 23, and I think he's leading the league in assists with like 12 or 13 a game. He's a lock for the All-Star
monster
game.
assist numbers. Like he needs to get
Yeah,
he needs to make the All Star team. Like
yeah,
they need to put some respect on Trey, man. Like he be putting up numbers and nobody want to give him All Star.
yep, yep. And I'm sick of it. As a closet Hawks fan. Yeah, but look, man, it's so funny. Like this to me, this roster, like looking at it, I didn't really see much, but I think there's two things that kind of separate this roster from last year. One is the ascension of Jalen Johnson, but the other is Dyson Daniels, and
Yeah,
I
let's
think
say you got to say Dyson.
we need to give this nigga his credit. This little Australian nigga, like they just kind of threw him in the Dejounte Murray trade, and
Hmm.
he's been a godsend for the Hawks. Like he's been so good for them on a defensive end. He's a little Thabo Cephalosha ish. He cannot
Yeah, a
do
little
anything
bit better
offensively.
shooter, but yeah,
Yeah. But man, he's so good defensively. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to the Hawks.
it's crazy.
If
They're
I had to
like
guess, I think the Hawks would be in the top six if I had to guess.
that's. I feel like they're a team nobody really wants to see if they're when they're healthy
Exactly.
too. Because I mean, yeah, they beat the Celtics, they beat the Cavs.
Hmm. They beat the
You know,
Knicks.
beat the Knicks. Yeah, they beat
Yeah.
all the teams in the East. So uh, they just play better as underdogs. I guess I don't know why, but
Mhm.
um, yeah, they. I'm proud of the Hawks. They're kind of in like a soft rebuild in a way too. So
Mhm.
this is going really, really well for the Hawks.
The Hawks have like the most comeback wins this year too. I think they have like 12 or 13 comeback wins, like down by 20. Like these niggas love to just rain threes on you in the fourth
Right.
quarter. So shout out to the Hawks, man. Uh one last team I want to talk about in the Eastern Conference, the Milwaukee Bucks. This team started off god awful. Like it was so funny. People were like, we need to trade Giannis. Like we're 1-10. We suck. We need to trade Giannis. Everybody just relax. They're 25 and 17, fourth in the East. Giannis Dame, it's working, kind of. Chris Middleton is back. I still think that this team doesn't realistically have a shot to like win a championship. I just don't think that they're that good. Even Giannis, even though Giannis and Dame is great together, they still have issues on the defensive end. Like they cannot guard anybody. Uh, and I think they need to do something with Chris Middleton. I'm not sure what you can do with him with this contract, but man, what do you think? What do you think about the Milwaukee Bucks?
Would there be any reason they should strongly consider trying to woo Bradley Beal, like to be involved in like the Jimmy trade?
Mm, you mean okay? So you don't mean the Bucks get Bradley Bill? You
Yeah,
mean
yeah,
make a
like the
three team?
Bucks. I know Bill. It sounds like he doesn't really want to go there. But what if they just like, hey man, we'll come on over here. You'll play. You'll start. We will depend on you. You'll play a lot of minutes and blah 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 blah. Instead of coming off the bench or like not being wanted. Um, maybe that might appeal to Bill. It's just being funny, but like yeah,
Okay.
maybe that might appeal to him. Uh, if the
Mm-hmm.
Suns just keep making it where they don't want him to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And they maybe he could that could get them the grease the move the wheels turning so they could get the trade going. It's some kind of 3-way or 4-way trade with Miami, Phoenix, the Bucks, and whoever else to get involved. Send
Mm-hmm.
Bill to the Bucks, Jimmy to the Suns, and I guess picks and whatever. I don't know where Middleton's gonna go, but yeah.
He getting out of there. Okay,
Right? Yeah,
I
he getting
mean,
traded. Need a salary.
yeah. I mean, let me see. So it'd be Dame, Beal, and Giannis.
I mean, just they just go all in on offense, I guess, and
Okay, I'm
just
about to say, yeah. They're not finna stop nobody, boy. Okay, I mean, sure.
Giannis, you got to be defensive player of the year, right? You got to
Yeah,
go in
yeah.
there.
Again, it's interesting. Like, I still think Chris Middleton has value, especially in like the postseason, just
Mhm.
because I still think he could be that guy that you could throw the ball to and get a shot when you need
Yeah.
it. But Bradley Beal, he should still be able to do that by himself too. Like he still should be somebody you can throw the ball to and say, "Hey, get me a decent shot that's good for you, and it can go in a decent percentage of the time."
Mhm.
Um,
Or
so
Dame, but yeah.
yeah, or Dame, yeah, sure. So like yeah, fuck it, do it, yeah, yeah. Bradley Beal to the Bucks. Let's do it. Let's make the NBA interesting again. God damn it.
Yeah, we do need to make more trades and free agent signings in the NBA. Adam Silver, come on, man, you stifling all the movement.
Yeah,
Everybody's afraid to pull the trigger.
they sure are. They
Before
sure.
we go to the West, I just want to say, like, the Magic, are they, man, Franz is back now. Like, I just feel like they got some pieces. Maybe they could make a move or something, or maybe they should just stand pat and now Franz is back. I don't know, but they were like the top three, top four seed for a while. Now they just kind of, with all the injuries, they've fallen off.
Yeah, I
Are they
think
salvageable? Are they worth, or are they just happy to make the playoffs or something? I don't know.
so. I think Orlando is going to make the playoffs. I think once Jalen Suggs gets back and Paolo and Franz are off their minutes restrictions, once Biataze gets back, um, I think that this team could be formidable. But I think they're so young that they're not going to make a move. Like they're going to stand pat and they're going to see what they have with what they have. And I think they're going to lose in the first round, unfortunately. But they could make it scary for a Boston or a Cleveland or a Indiana or whomever, but um, I don't know, it's not their time yet. Like it's to me, it's just not their time. Um, but I mean, I respect the hell out of them. Like Paolo, before he got hurt, I was like, holy shit, this kid has ascended in his third NBA season. Franz, I mean, you know we saw Franz coming last year and in the Olympic Games for Germany, so not
Yeah, he was
surprised at all.
sustaining it for a while. Paolo, he was out the gates. That was only like 6, 7 games,
Yeah.
but Franz was holding it for like 30.
Yep. Yep. All Star? Nah, he can't make the All Star. Can he? Nah.
It's gonna be tough because, like you said, there's not a lot of spots.
Not a lot of spots. Yeah. I guess if he never got hurt, he would have been a lock. But
He probably would have been a lock. Yeah, Franz.
yeah. Um, let's talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder, another team where 36-8, best in the West, second best record in the league. They split the season series with the Cavs.
Mhm.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, man, he's probably going to win the MVP award, rightfully so this year. He's averaging like 33 a game, something
I don't
crazy.
know. Jokic averaging like a big time triple double.
Jokic, man, I can't stand this fucker. God, but I don't want to talk about him yet. But yeah, anyway, SGA MVP, 36-8. There, I mean, I feel like because Jokic has three, the media wants it to go to somebody else. But then again, the media loves a white MVP, so I don't know. Um, And yeah, but anyway, man, does this Oklahoma City Thunder team have your respect? Do you think that in the postseason they're going to be a real viable threat? Because last year, I'm sorry, I knew they were chopped liver. Like I knew it. Like, I was like, y'all are not good. I'm sorry. What do you think this year though?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I still don't respect him like that. I don't know
Mm,
why. I don't know why. I do really respect Shea though. Like he
mm-hmm,
he has like a Kobe like game to him, honestly.
mm-hmm.
Real smooth, but um, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I feel like Jalen Williams as a number two ain't gonna cut it, and Chet, unfortunately, missing a big development year for him again. So whenever he gets back, I'm sure he's gonna be helpful for them, but he has to fit in now instead of just kind of etching his way as the number two or number three option. Now, they gotta fall back in line and just kind of fit a role. Um, but I don't, not to say I don't think they're gonna just lose in the first round again and be,
Sure.
but I do think I wouldn't be surprised if they lost in the second round or they don't make it to the finals. For some reason I don't think it's their. I still don't think I'm not convinced like that they're they got that dog in them to get, take them over the
Mm.
top when they count. And honestly, Shea is a little bit a part of that. Like in the playoffs, he kind of gets quiet and gets his numbers, and he can't really rally the troops to step their game up when they're kind of shaky. So
Mm.
um, I don't know. I feel like I think they're going to come to the conclusion. I think that they're gonna need some kind of veteran leader. I think to take them over the top. I think
Mm.
maybe they thought Caruso could be that, but he's kind of struggling this year offensively. So I don't know.
Mm.
But what do you think? That was a bit of a hot take. But...
I don't think it is, and
Oh, okay.
I kind of agree. Unfortunately, I mean,
Oh,
look,
okay.
man,
Okay.
look. 36-8, it's great in the regular season. We've seen teams make great regular season runs. I mean, this first of all, this team is on pace to win like 67 games, by the way, which is incredible. I just I first of all, the West is so stacked that like the Oklahoma City Thunder could play the Phoenix Suns or the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round, and like, okay, there's your reward. Now, obviously, those teams are not as great as them, but in a 7-game series, when a team has a chance to focus on you, things are different, man. Like it's just different. It's different level of basketball being played,
If
and
you get like a couple guys that are hot on the other team, like it,
yeah,
that could swing it too. So
I mean, but both of those teams, the Suns and the Timberwolves, especially, like those teams are loaded with veterans, like
yeah,
guys who have played deep playoff basketball before,
yeah.
and it's just like that matters. Like it absolutely matters. So I don't
And
know.
no back to backs, some rest
Yeah,
in between games, all the type of stuff. We all know the things for playoffs, how it's stretched out, but that gives veterans a little bit more advantage.
yeah. So I mean, look, if OKC does win it all, kudos to them. They're gonna have to show me. I just don't believe. Um, let's talk about the Lakers.
But so hold on, so would you actually be
Yeah.
surprised if the Thunder make the finals? If it's like Thunder Cavs finals, like would
I'd
you
be
be
shocked.
surprised?
I'd be
You'd be
shocked.
shocked.
Literally, I'd be shocked. I'd be
Would
like,
you
how
watch
did
it?
this happen? Yeah, I'd watch it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd watch it. I mean, look, I mean, if if they had like the Celtics thing last year, where like they had to start hurt in every series, I mean, it is what it is. But I don't think that they can beat 3 Western Conference teams.
Okay.
I don't. What about the Lakers though? I know this is our team, 24-8, number 5. Give me your thoughts. We have JJ Redick, LeBron, AD. Do we need to make a move? What do you think?
I mean, I respect the Lakers' efforts to continue plugging away and still trying. I guess to me, I think it's apparent to everybody that they're not really contenders. Really, really. I
Hmm.
mean, I don't know. I don't even know what they can do really to put them over the top. Like everybody's got ideas. We need another big. We need another guard. But I've been kind of disenchanted with this era the last year or two, and I'm sure and heard me. Maybe people keep up with the pod. Like I'm kind of ready to move on. I'm kind of ready to trade AD. Tell LeBron, hey, if you want to stick around, fine, but we're rebuilding. Um, and just start over. It seems they're not going to do that right now. So we're going to keep trying to win. But I just don't really know what move out there can really make us real contenders. What's going to help us beat Jokic? What's going to help us, beat the Rockets and the Thunder to grit some of these young fast teams, and then have the energy for another one in the second round, and then go on and so on forth. Um, so for me, it's a bit of a stretch, but I'm just along for the ride and see what happens. I mean, LeBron and AD have been healthy again for the most of the season, so that's great. It's great to
LeBron's
watch
only
those
missed
guys
three
still,
games this year. At 40 years old, he's only missed 3 games.
like rest related too, right? It's not
Yeah,
really
most of
any
them.
injuries, I don't think. So,
Mhm.
um, so it's I'm when they're playing good, it's entertaining to watch. When it looks like they're down 12, 15, and like it's over, like everybody gives up half the time. So, or more than half the time. So, um, I guess that makes it easy for me. Like when I know it's like, all right, well, this game's over. I
Yep,
could
going to
just,
sleep.
yeah, exactly. I can just unplug. But as a fan, I'm kind of like, okay, what are we really doing here? Like, are we really if we're gonna go all in, we need to take a swing. Like, we got to try something. Like, or if not, then let's pull the plug and let's rebuild. Let's start over.
So
Because like, there's so much young talent in basketball right now. Like, these drafts are just. I mean, last year's draft was pretty bad, but for the most part, these drafts year after year are just loaded with talent. And if we could get a couple of those couple top picks, a couple years of top picks, I feel like we could turn around. We could be the next Houston Rockets or the next Orlando Magic or Thunder or whatever if we play our cards right. I mean, I feel like the Lakers are like a hotbed if we actually put the resources into it. But alas, we're kind of riding it out.
So, what do you think about two? I have two pairings for you. One is the Utah thing. What about Colin Sexton, Walker Kessler added to what we have? I'm guessing we'd have to give up Rui Hachimura, the first round picks, Jalen Hood-Schifino. But let's say we keep Reeves. How do you think that would shake out? And do you think that makes us contenders, where we have AD to go along with Walker Kessler, LeBron playing the three? Austin Reeves playing the two, and Sexton at the one. We have backups with Dorian Finney-Smith and Vando, maybe Christian Wood and Gabe Vincent, to back up the PG. So, what do you think about that?
I think that would make this year's team stronger. I think it would only help. Maybe could make another run, to the conference finals. Maybe I don't know. If everything goes right, it would increase the chances. Basically, it would increase the chances of winning a championship. I don't know if it makes us a contender. I don't know if it pushes us to the next level, but it could make us more solidify our seeding. Maybe get that top six for sure, and I don't know. Like I feel like it's apparent right now that the Lakers. Outside of the starting core group, that kind of missing a lot of offensive punch. Like I feel like we struggle to get like 100 points sometimes. It's like what's going on. And of course, like we could get bullied. Like that Rockets game is like, wow, Steven Adams is looking like freaking
prime Shaq
juggernaut out there. Yeah, Shaq. He's just like we couldn't do anything with this guy. So I hate to see that. So that would help, I think. Would would Danny Ainge trade with the Lakers again? I don't know.
No, he wouldn't.
Get those juicy lottery picks. Maybe you could try to protect them a little bit.
Yeah.
But
okay. So
I'm guessing you would like that one.
I mean, yeah. I would take it, and I don't know if that means championship for us. Like I'd have to see it on the floor, but I would say that I think that we could be a top 3 seed in the West. Yeah.
Wouldn't that hurt our spacing a lot though? Sexton's an okay shooter, but Warren Kessler's not a shooter at all. Yeah, so he's okay. He's okay, but Walker Kessler's a non-shooter, so AD's pretty much he's actually shooting pretty decent this year.
Shooting pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would. I mean, for me, if it was me, I would start Dorian Finney-Smith and bring Sexton off the bench, and have LeBron or AR play the point.
I like that.
Way
I like
the
that.
spacing is that way. Yeah, I mean, there's no issue with spacing, but yeah, I mean, okay. And sorry, the other scenario is the Bulls one. It's the Levine and it's the Vucevic. But I think we would have to trade Reeves in this one to make the money right. Is that right?
And probably to even incentivize them, because Chicago, I mean, I don't know if they feel like they have to trade Levine now. Like he's having a pretty good year for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like their owner is kind of just he's okay with just making the playoffs and just. You would think the Bulls in their market, in their legacy they had, you would think they'd be trying to win more, but
yeah,
they don't really. They'd be fine with just making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Realistically, it would probably be more like Lonzo and Vooch. I don't know if like Levine, we can afford Levine. To put all the chips in, plus more. I think plus Reeves. Like I don't think we can get Levine and Vooch. Especially since we traded D'Lo, I don't think we have the contracts for both.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll take Lonzo and Vucevic.
He's okay. I mean, he's always an injury risk, I guess, but he's now he's doing okay for his minute restriction, his minutes he's playing. So I would do that.
I'd do it. Yeah, literally, I would do it.
Vooch.
Shout out to Vooch.
I think Vooch and AD would be an interesting combo, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they both shoot a little bit. They both offensive. Vooch isn't a great defensive center, but we could work with that.
Yep. As long as he can rebound and foul Jokic.
Right. Basically.
Yeah, that's fine. All right.
Are we ever going to trade Rui?
We're not. We can't. Rui is the Japanese ambassador for the Lakers, and as long as Shohei Ohtani keeps bringing in these Japanese baseball stars, we're not trading them. So, yeah. Let's talk about the surprise in the Western Conference. To me, this is the Houston Rockets, man. This is my second favorite League Pass team, aside from the Hawks, man. This team, wow. Talk about guys running and gunning and dunking and shooting threes. Like the Houston Rockets and Ime Udoka, man, these guys are nuts. First of all, they're 29-14. They're second in the West. I have literally zero confidence that they can win a single playoff series this year, but that's
Yeah, I
okay.
was going to ask you that. Like, would you be surprised if they get bounced in the first round,
Not at
even in
all.
the play, like by a play-in
I'm
team?
expecting it. I'm expecting it.
Yeah.
And look, that's no shade at them. They're so young. They have no idea how to play basketball. Like they're literally just relying on nothing but talent, Euro steps and threes. And look, man, like it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch, but like they are just not ready. Like
Yeah.
Sengun, hopefully he makes the All-Star team. He's so good. He's so talented. Amin Thompson is rising this year. Jalen Green, he's having a crazy January. Fred VanVleet is even been better. They've got guys like Cam Whitmore and Jeff Green that love to just shoot threes. Tari Eason, like Dylan Brooks. Like defensively, this team is a problem. Like this team is a real problem defensively.
Who's their
I
best
think
defensive player?
to
Thompson?
me, it's Amen Thompson. And bro, like
Come on,
I
go on and
I
gush. You a stand now.
I think Amen Thompson has the ability to be A1 in the league. I'm
Oh,
sorry, a
wow.
1A.
Oh,
I
wow.
think his ceiling is that high. This kid
Think
is
he could be an
that's
on-ball all-star player.
absolutely.
Who
I
does
think
this game remind you of, you think?
remind me of I'm not sure that maybe like uh I don't know. I really don't, maybe like a mix between like a Kawhi and a PG like together. Like I think
What's the difference between him and like Kaminga?
Jonathan Kuminga
Yeah. Yeah. Because they have a similar like
talent.
profile, and it's not really working for Kaminga. Like even though he's athletic as hell and
Okay. So
forward
first of
type.
all, right now, Ben Thompson's in his second year, I
Yeah,
think.
second year.
Second year. And he's surviving on pure raw talent. Like he has no ability to shoot outside the free throw line yet. He has really good mechanics. He's just he's just blowing by everybody. So he's like,
He was a
why
G
would I
League
shoot?
Unite guy, right? Too, or was
Yes.
he? Okay,
Yes.
so
No, no, no.
that's
He's
really why I compared him to Kaminga.
yeah, G League. Was it G League Unite? Yeah, it was one of them teams, yeah.
Okay.
From Atlanta, I believe. But yeah, like he right now he's not relying on shooting at all. Ben Simmons, thank you. That's why I was like rookie Ben Simmons.
Oh,
Um,
he's
yeah,
got
like
playmaking like that.
yeah, and his defense is elite. He can get to the basket at will. His rebounding is great. I think once he starts shooting the ball, and once the game slows down for him, because like right now he's just going 100 miles an hour. Uh, I don't know, man. I see it now in his second year. Like I see the best player on a good team talent right now. So hey, shout out to Amin Thompson, man. The Rockets got one if he can stay healthy and he actually develops his game. He's not the same guy in 3 to 4 years, but yeah. Anyway, in the playoffs, this team has no chance. Like they have no chance to
Yeah,
win.
I
I'm sorry.
expect Jalen Green to basically be garbage probably in the playoffs, and
Yes, 100%. Yeah,
uh, Dylan Brooks we know how he go,
yeah.
and it's just
Sengun will
gonna all
probably be
be
good.
it's basically gonna be all on Sengun, and we're
Mhm.
basically like, yeah, he's the best player right now. And Thompson, okay, he's gonna be hustling and getting some hustle buckets and stuff, but it's gonna be
Fred will probably be pretty good in the playoffs too, just because he's been there.
yeah, he's a
Um,
playoff guy.
but Jalen Green, brother, he's getting locked up. And even if he does, he's just going to be shooting crazy 30-footer. So go ahead, bro. Yeah. But look, I really do love Houston. I think next year, once they have some playoff experience under their belt, they're going to be really scary. But this year, they're first round exit for sure.
They should not trade for Jimmy Butler, right?
Hell no, absolutely not. I would no, don't do that. No, keep your picks, keep developing guys in the draft. You already signed a veteran in Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks. Like you don't need Jimmy Butler.
If the Lakers are ready to cash out and approached about an AD trade, would the Rockets be? Would they be listening? Would AD help them? Would he take them to the
Uh,
next step? I know they need more of a ball handler guy, but
They're gonna have to give me a man Thompson. And yeah,
well, yes, I would definitely try to get Thompson. I would try to get a couple guys off of him. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
give me
kind of
man
why I'm looking
Thompson.
at him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give me Cam Whitmore. Give me Jalen Green too.
yeah,
We-
yeah.
or give me Single. Yeah, because you don't need any
Let them keep Sangoon. We can't do nothing with Sangoon. We need somebody who younger than that. Yeah,
He's like 25. He's not old.
I know, but like by the time the Lakers gonna be ready to compete for something, Sangoon gonna be like 30.
30. Okay, which is that's in his prime. But I see what you mean. Let's talk about the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis Grizzlies, man. John Morant. This dude. He's another guy who just can't stay healthy. I don't
Yeah,
like. I think he's gonna miss tonight's game because he's sick. But when he's out there, they don't even really need him. I shout out to Jaren Jackson Jr. and Desmond Bain and
yeah,
Scottie Pippen Jr. and Jalen Wells. Like who are these guys? Like, they're just
right.
they're still playing really well and winning. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't be surprised because Memphis did this last year when Ja was hurt or we was dealing with his suspension. Like they were still competitive. Or it was the year before, not last
Yeah,
year.
the year before.
Year.
Yeah.
But yeah, 29 and 15. They're third in the West. They're only a half game behind the Rockets at this point. So, what do you think? Is Memphis legit?
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, no. I'm just gonna be honest. No, I don't think they're much different from when they were a couple years ago.
I agree.
Jaren Jackson Jr. Very talented player, but I don't think you want him to be your number two. Desmond Bain, he's taking steps as playmaking as well as just generally just getting better. But I feel like he's kind of got a ceiling because he's not the type that's going to get you like a bucket when you need it in crunch time or something, in ISO. But Ja, he's kind of having a down year. I mean, despite all the injuries and stuff too, he's kind of just like what 20, 21 and 6 or something like that. Like it's
yeah.
I mean, he's probably not gonna make the All-Star team.
No,
like, this is a guy who was like having like MVP track like before he all the bullshit with the gun stuff and all that. So it's good to see he's out there. I guess he's not hurt or suspended, but for where the record is, it's kind of surprising. Like Ja's not the one like spearheading it. It's more so just I guess an ensemble and yeah. So with that said, I don't think they're that serious if that's how they're going to be composed and riding it out this year. But good for them. They do have a good squad. Last year they just was really snake bitten by injuries and all the stuff hanging over with Ja. But so Jimmy, what if they just say screw it, like we're just gonna go for it, play out this year. If you want to opt out, then fine. Should they do that? Should they just do it anyway, despite Jimmy trying to make the threats that he don't want to be there or whatever the case? Or is he just gonna go there and make hell and him and Ja gonna fight? And
Jimmy must owe somebody some money in Memphis or something. Like
right.
He must have some gambling debts.
Anywhere but Memphis. I'll go anywhere to play. Okay, except for Memphis.
Yeah, like he must got some old holes there or something he don't want to see because he is like he does not want to go there. And yeah, with all the drama he's caused at every stop, Memphis would be fools for trading for him at this point, in my opinion. So I wouldn't do it.
All right. Well, I kind of feel like they need to make a swing, but maybe they're happy with what they are. Like they drafted well the rookie Jalen Wells and Zach Edey and stuff, so that's another factor. So maybe they're kind of in a soft Ray Tinker. They're a small market team, so they're not trying to push in the chips.
Let's talk about Nikola Jokic. Russell Westbrook, man, I was wrong. Straight up, I thought that I thought that not only would it not work, I thought that the Nuggets would be worse off. I thought that once Westbrook started playing 25, 30 minutes a game, I mean he's still gonna have his 4 or 5 turnovers, but it's been working. Like him and Joker having triple doubles twice together as teammates this season, and it seems like, I mean. It really just seems like Joker is just elevating Russell Westbrook again to being somebody that you have to respect. And goddamn, you're right. I mean, shout out to the Joker. This dude is just he's not fair, man. He's not fair. Like there was I saw a debate on Twitter the other day about is Joker top 10 or I think it was top 15 all time, and I was just like, are y'all nuts? Like this dude might be like top 7. top
Yeah,
8.
by the
Like
time it's all said
Joker,
and done, like
he's
he's
good,
gonna be
bro.
undeniable.
Yeah, he's good.
I've been like relented and yielded to his might. Like I used to be a denier, but no longer. This man has beaten
Yeah.
me in a submission. Beat me and my
Yeah.
Lakers. Just make it be having AD looking like child's play out there sometimes. It's like, yeah. So, um, yeah, that's just I think just another testament to his greatness. I feel like that he's got Westbrook out here looking not only serviceable but like turning back the clock.
Yeah,
So
turning back the
if
clock. That's exactly what I
if
would
he
say.
actually continues this maintains his play in the playoffs and he's formidable in the playoffs, like holy shit, like he needs to like yeah, I don't know, he needs to help elevate Jokic like himself. Like he needs to be like, yeah, okay, I'm an MVP and I average a triple double, all that yada would, but this guy Jokic, y'all don't talk about him enough. He's like
Hmm.
the GOAT center. Like Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Shaq, Kareem, get out the way. Like this man is they ain't doing what he do. So
Man, if the Denver Nuggets fuck around and get the right matchups, I think they can literally go to the finals again. Um, and if they play Boston, if they play the Celtics, if they play the Cavs,
I
I think
feel
they can
like
win.
last year they could have. I figure what I guess Murray was. He had a terrible playoffs, but
Hmm.
like I felt like they were the favorites last year. But for some reason, Jamal just couldn't turn up, and they lost to the Timberwolves.
Yeah,
Um,
which is their worst matchup.
that is their
Or
worst
was
matchup.
back then anyway. Not I don't know about anymore, but
Yeah, so I hate it.
yeah,
We can't beat these guys.
yeah, we can't. We literally can't. Nuggets, you're annoying. Kawhi Leonard, he's back. Clippers. James Harden's been playing really well. You know, no
Yeah,
Paul George this
carrying the
year.
team.
Yeah, he's probably going to make the All Star team. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, Kawhi's back, man. He's looking pretty healthy. I mean, it's so funny. Like you watch Kawhi play once or twice a week, and you're just like, this dude's amazing.
Yeah, he's just
He's
so
so good.
mechanical with it. Just like he gets
Yeah,
his spots, boom. He's
yeah.
just
It's money.
efficient. Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy how good he is. The Clippers might be one of those teams that teams don't want to face in the playoffs, low key, but we'll
Right.
see. I still think that they're and you know what? Shout out to Zubats. He's playing
I
really
was just
well
gonna
this
say
year.
like this man Zubats, he hurts me. That hurts me too. Like Magic just gave him away for nothing, man. And
Yeah,
this
ain't want to
man
pay
has
him.
turned like if the West was front court just wasn't so loaded with all stars, he's putting up all star
Hmm.
quality numbers like 10, 15 years ago.
Hmm. Yeah, but I mean, he's behind Wemby, AD, Bron, KD,
Jokic.
Sengun, Jokic. Yeah, so yeah. But anyway, yeah. Shout out to the Clippers. Phoenix Suns, yeah, we've been talking about them all pod really with the Bradley Beal situation, his no trade clause. They relegated him to the bench. Bradley Beal plays once a week too. Um, I don't know. I feel like by the trade deadline, he and Jimmy Butler are going to have new homes. Will those homes be in Miami and Phoenix? Probably not. Maybe it will, but Bradley Beal has to waive his no trade clause. Like the Suns clearly don't want him there. Um, Shout out to Kevin Durant though. This nigga, I'm gonna say it every year, bro. This dude tore his Achilles, and he's still out here averaging like 29 on like 50, 40, 90. Like Kevin Durant is so good, man. And obviously Devin Booker is still doing his thing out there too. So
Yeah, he's
I do
starting to tick
like,
up. He was having a bad year, kind of, for
yeah,
most of this year, but he's been playing a little better.
I do like the move to get Nick Richards. I still think that they need to move off of Nurkic, which they're trying to do. They're trying to bully him out of there too.
Nobody
Um,
wants that contract.
Nobody wants him. Lakers are gonna get him, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, what do you think about the Suns?
Countdown until KD's next trade request. He's just not looking good here. So
Yeah,
yeah, would you be that surprised if like in a week and a half right for the deadline, Kevin
he
Durant is
demands it.
requested to be traded?
Yeah, I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised. Yeah,
Come on,
that'd be
man.
crazy.
That's what happened
Um,
when he was with the
with the
Nets.
Nets, yeah, which was, whew, but that's because he didn't want to play with Kyrie anymore, right? Because Kyrie was,
Kyrie had just got traded, and then it was like, well, I don't like what y'all got back in this trade. Y'all ain't about to have me out here by myself with nobody. So get me out of here too.
yeah, wow. Sacramento, they fired Mike Brown after giving him Coach of the Year 2 years ago. Or was it last year? No, it wasn't last year. It was 2 years ago. Yeah, but look, I mean, the DeMar DeRozan experiment was not working well. DeRozan, Fox, Sabonis, and that lineup, it just was not gelling. The Kings were at the bottom of the West. I think they were out of the play-in at one point. They had lost like 7 straight. But look at them now. I mean, they got Doug. Is it Doug Christie?
Doug Christie.
Um, Doug Christie back there as the interim coach, and they're trending upward. Malik Monk is having a hell of a season for Sacramento this year. Sabonis is annoying. He's so good too. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the Kings are going to be right there. They're 23-21, which is in the play-in currently, but I mean, they could easily slip into the top 6. So, what do you think about Sacramento? And are you fearful of Sacramento?
Um, I'm not fearful for. I mean, as a Laker fan, you talking about?
Yeah.
No, we beat them like 3 times already, 3 or 4 times already. Um, no. I mean, and honestly, good for them. It doesn't really make sense why they just kind of quit on Mike Brown. I mean, it must have just been like they got tired of him nagging, and I guess it's coach speak, and
Mm-hmm.
they didn't respect him like that. I guess because almost immediately they've been playing better for Doug Christie with the same exact roster. So,
Literally the same roster.
um, so I guess Darren Fox isn't on the trading block anymore. I was kind of getting excited about that, but um, now it's like just like a musical chairs in the West. Though there's too
Mm-hmm.
many teams, 12 teams that are trying to get in, and only 10 spots. Who is going to be the odd man out? The Mavericks without Luka, they're tanking fast, but
Nah,
they
he'll
also
be
get some
back.
strange wins here and there.
He'll be back. I'm gonna say it's going to be the teams that are out now. Unfortunately, I don't think the Spurs and the Warriors are going to be the ones that are in these top 10. And out of those 10, first of all, I guess we can move on to Dallas. I am very high on the Dallas Mavericks still. Uh,
Their playoffs quality, yeah. Like once
yeah,
their team is healthy, yeah. Yes.
once Luka gets back, I wouldn't be surprised if they go on an 8-10 game winning streak and they're in the top 4 in the West. I really wouldn't
And
be
why do you say
surprised
that? What makes you so high on them?
because of Luka Doncic. He's that good. He's
I mean, but
that
they've been
good.
had Luca, but like, what
Yeah.
about what else about the team are you high on?
I mean, they still have PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, which I loved last year. I still think they're a matchup nightmare for literally any team that's including the Oklahoma City Thunder. I
What
still
about
think
Lively being out
Kyrie,
for 2 to 3 months?
he'll be back by the
Defending.
playoffs, maybe. But if not, they'll make a move. And that right there is the thing about Dallas, which I respect. They are going to fucking try. Like these niggas know. Like you said every pod. Like Luca has them on that clock, and they respect that, and they're going to try. So if they feel like the roster ain't working, or if they feel like they need to make a move, they're going to do something. So I'm not counting the Mavs out at all. I wouldn't be surprised if they're top 4 in the West when it's all said and done. And I don't want to
I don't
face
know
them in the
about that.
playoffs.
I don't think they're gonna have enough time when Luca get back. But we'll see. We'll see. I hope not, because that would mean the Lakers are probably not gonna be top 4. But we'll see.
Yeah. Man, Minnesota Timberwolves. I think they might
Whew.
regret that Karl Anthony
Yeah.
Towns trade.
I was kind of blasé about that trade at the time, but man, that was not that in hindsight,
What were they
what
thinking?
what were they
Honestly,
thinking? Yeah,
yeah.
like why did they think Randall was really the person they wanted
I
to
mean,
swing for?
I
If they
guess
wanted to get rid of Towns because of contract, why
yeah,
Randall though?
like they just didn't want to pay Cat $200-300 million, which with the season he's having this year, why not? Like,
Right.
um, man, this sucks for them.
Well, they can't because they know they had to pay Ant, and they already traded for Gobert with that ridiculous contract. So they kind of messed. They can, they can't trade Gobert. It's going to be too hard. So they screwed themselves with the Gobert contract. That's really what it came down to.
Sheesh.
And I think that's going to drive Ant out of there. I think.
Good. Go play for the Hawks. That's where he wants to be. He wants to be back in Atlanta.
I thought you was going to say, come play with AD.
Nah, brother, he's going home.
Yeah, he's
He's
a
going
Southern
home.
boy. He a
Yeah,
Southern
he
boy.
is. He is going home. I saw him in that NBA doc, the starting 5. He's out there with all that snow.
Oh
I was
yeah,
like, yeah, brother, you ready to go home? Ready to go
he
home.
just
Man.
sit there and play video games and
Yep.
talk to his IG hoe and his wife, I guess, or whatever she is.
In that order. Yeah,
Right.
whatever she is. Yeah.
She's cool with all the extra babies, so it is what it is.
Oh man, I'm disappointed in Anthony Edwards though, man. I really thought that he was gonna be heading to league MVP status this year. Obviously, he has the talent, but his team just is not good. They can't win games, and
I
excuse me,
don't know. I don't know
all
what's
these
missing about his game because
all these damn
he's
threes
his,
he's shooting is killing me.
but he's pretty efficient with it though. It's not like he's just chucking and not making them. Like he's still let me see, 40 for almost 43% on nine not on 10 attempts. That's a lot of attempts, but if you're
That's a
making
lot of
43%
attempts.
of them, I mean that's above average. That's very good efficiency.
Hmm.
He's getting his 26 points a game. That's a career high. But they just for some reason it's just not. And me speaking to somebody who had him in fantasy, like it just was like he's getting his numbers, his points, is whatever. All the numbers he's been getting, but it's just not coming together in wins, and it's not like coming together as like even in like in fantasy aspect with the points. So I guess he's just not that efficient. It's probably what it comes down to. He doesn't get to the line enough. He's more of just a scorer. Doesn't not necessarily a great playmaker, but I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know what's missing in his game to like take him and the T Wolves to the next level.
Mm.
Is he maxed out or can he do more?
I mean, I don't want to say he's maxed out. I really believe in him and his game, and I think that he is special. Um, I still think that he can be the
That
best
playoff
player.
run was amazing last year.
Yeah, like I still think he can be the best player on a championship team, but he needs help, man. And is Julius Randle, Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, and Jaden McDaniels the help he needs? I don't know about that.
Mike Conley looking washed this year.
Woo, yeah, yeah, he is, but he's like 55, so shout out to
No,
Mike Conley.
he's 36. Okay.
Shout out to Mike Conley, man. Look, Javar, long pod, but we had a lot of things to discuss. Um, we're back. I appreciate it, and we'll be back for the next one. Thank you.
Yeah, man. We'll see after an exciting All-Star game between some fours on fours or whatever they're doing.
Yeah. Hopefully, I was thinking more along the lines of the trade deadline, but yeah, I
Okay.
forgot
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that new All Star bullshit. So we'll see, guys. Don't forget to like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the Current Era Pod, please. Thank you.